Now, let's do more questions. Now, the main question here is f of x equal e to the power of x, okay, which is natural base exponent. Natural base exponent, which is e means 2.7, okay, e means equal 2.7, so it should be 2.7 blah 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 to the power of x. So it's just an exponential function with a base of decimal number, so not a big deal, not a big difference. And if you look to the graph of the base e, still the center is 0 1. The next point, it's always 1 and e, which is 1 and 2.7 whatever, 2.7. This one, it should be here 2.7. So always the first point 0 1, always the second point is 1.2.7. so now this is the main of e, which is, we call it natural base. Now let's go back here to the question to match between each function with each graph. To understand how we can match perfectly, let's describe the transformation, what's happened between every function. Now the first function here, e to the power of 4x. Do I have h and k? No, h and k is 0. So as we can just mention no translation because h and k is 0. Okay, do I have any reflection? Negative for a, negative for b. Okay, so no reflection. Okay, no reflection. Now, do I have numbers multiplied with a or numbers multiplied with x? Yes, I have 4 multiplied with x. So when you have a number multiplied, so that means we are talking about vertical, not vertical, sorry. Maybe we are talking about stretch, okay? Stretch or compression. So we need to know, is this function a stretch or a compression? So the function did not change on a translation or no reflection, it's just a stretch and a compression. And we know that the center is always what? 0 and 1. So which one of these have the same center but just a stretch and compression? So we can understand this one here, this graph, because it has the same center 0 and 1, but the original function is the blue one, and the second one is the red one. It's become more stretch or more compressed, okay? So the first function is this one here. Now let's describe this. Do I have h and k? Yes, I have here plus 3. This plus 3 represent k, okay? 0 and represent k. So now 3 means here a translation, okay? Translation 3 units, okay, up. So now my new coordinate, okay, if I need to understand it more, so the new coordinate will be 0 and 3. So where is my new coordinate? This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So now this one will be my new coordinate. So of course my graph will be on my new. Let's now ignore the second one. Now as you can see, we have also negative for x, so we can just say reflect, okay, over y axis. So we know that the logarithm always look like this, okay, but because it's reflected, so the graph over the y-axis, so the function should be like this. So as you can see, and this point here should be 0 and 1, but because we from the original graph, which is 0 0 and the original, we moved 3 steps up, okay, and 1 step more, so this point should be 0 and 4, which is represented by the second graph. So 0 1 2 3 4, so this one here, okay. So as you can see, we can just mention this one here is my second equation. Now the third one, of course it should be C, but let's understand, do I have any translation? So no translation, okay. A is equal what? 1 over 2. So the new center will be 0 and 1 over 2. And as you can see, the center here is 0.1. So what's happened to the center? It's become down, which is 0 and 1 over 2. So of course, this one is A. Okay? I hope you understand this. If you have a question, please let me know. Try now to do this equation by yourself. Try to graph them and describe that translation or vertical stretch, what's happened here. Okay? Now, let's go to the last part of this lesson, how we can find the growth, decay, or the interest formulas. This is easy one. First, let's start here to allow quarterly or monthly, okay, or even daily compoundings, let n be the number of times the interest is compounded each year. Okay, so n is the number of the interest. So n can be described or given in the question by this type of word. So if the question will not give you this number, the question will give you this word. So you need to memorize this word. Annually means 1, semi-annually means 2, quarterly means 4, monthly means 12, daily 365, hourly 8,760, every minute this number here. Okay, you have to memorize this number because this number will not be given. It's easy to memorize. Maybe hourly every minute, it's difficult to memorize, but it's easy. Now let's understand the concept before we start giving example. Now let's read every concept. So the first concept is compound interest formula, and the second one is compound interest formula, but the difference is continuous. Okay, this is the difference between them. Now let's understand every term to analyze it. So the first one, it's saying principal P. Principal P, it's always the initial amount. Okay, it's represented by the initial amount. So let's say I want to invest money. So what's money? How much do I have? So let's say I have $400. So I need to invest $400. So this 400 should be the principal because it's the initial amount. Now at annual interest rate which is represented by R, and always interest rate could be in percentage. So if the question give you interest rate with 6%, so what you don't write 6%, you have to take 6 divide by 100, which is equal 0.06. Okay, then compounded n times. So n as compounded n, this is what we explained. So n can be given in the question in one of these words here. Okay, now then the balance A in the account after T year. T is the time. Okay, it's represented for how many year, for how many time. Okay, so this is what you can see. So to find now the compound interest A, we multiply the principal by 1 plus the interest rate over the n compounded up to the power n to the power times. Okay, now the difference between the continuous and the compound interest, the n term, okay, the n term here is not given. So n no needed. Okay, no needed. We don't need it anymore because there is no n in the formula. So that's why I'm going to use it. So we need only the principal, we need the interest rate, and we need the time. Okay, so this is the difference between them. Now how about the exponential growth and decay? What's the difference between them and the previous formula? No difference between them. Okay, so as you can see here, this formula can be used for growth and decay. Okay, and growth and decay, sorry. And the other formula, okay, which is this one here, also can be used for growth and decay, but the difference is the continuous. This one is a continuous, this one is not continuous. Okay, now R, the interest rate, how do I know if it's growth or decay? When R given as greater than 0, so when R is positive, so the rate is growth. Okay, when R is less than 0, which is negative, so this one is a decay. Same thing happened here, which is K. K is a positive when the continuous growth is positive, and K is decay when it's negative. What's the term K here? K and R have the same meaning, which is both of them represent the interest rate. So if you want to use this or if you want to use this, the question will mention interest rate. So if you're using this one and he mentioned the interest rate, so that's mean he means R. And if the question mentioned the continuous and you need to use this and he give you the interest rate, so he means K. Okay, look to this example here. So the first example, use the compound interest. Christy invests $300. Okay, so invest $300. So this one is a P, which is the principal, first initial amount. In her account with interest rate 6%. So interest is 6 over 100. So which is represented by the R, 0.06. So this is R. Okay. making no other deposit or withdrawals. What will Christie account balance after 20 years? 20 years, which is representing the time that she need to interest, 20. If the interest is compounded, so it's mentioned there is no other deposit or withdrawal, and it's mentioned just compounded, so no continuous, and she will not add any more money. The question needed to find it semi-annually. Semi-annually means 2, n is equal to. Monthly means n is equal what? 12. So now let's write the formula. Okay, the formula is A equal P multiplied 1 plus R over n to the power n times t. Now we 300 multiplied with 1 plus 0.06 over n, which is 2 multiplied with 2 with 20. So this is for the semi-annual. Okay, and let's do it again for the monthly. Okay, so the monthly plus 0.06 over monthly means 12 over 12 times 20. You will get a big huge number. We don't care about the big huge number, we just get the formula how we can use it. Okay, continuous compound interest, same thing here. As you can see, let's find the 300. Okay, suppose Christy finds an account that will allow her to invest her $300, so this one is the P, at the 6 interest rate. 6 interest rate means 6 over 100, which is 0.06. Rate compounded continuously. Compounded continuously. This is continuous. So we are going to use this formula, which is P multiplied with E to the power of RT. So P is a 300, E the natural logarithm, R is 0.06 multiplied with the time, which is 20 years. Then we can find the answer. Okay, the last one is same thing, growth or decay. Mexico has a population of approximately 110 million. If Mexico, okay, so as you can see, this is the initial amount. Okay, if Mexico population continues to grow, described rate predict in Mexico between 10 and 20 years. Okay, because 10 to 20 years we need to find after 10, and he gave me the rate of growth, which is 1.42. so we need also 1 divided by 100. Okay, so it should equal 0.0142. the same thing here, it should be but here it's saying annually. Annually means n is equal 1, and continuously we need to use the other one, which is this formula here. Okay, now try to solve this by yourself, and if you need help, please let me know. And here also another example of solving, okay, which is that the answer I gave you here. So when you solve, you can check your answer. Okay, then if you need any help, please let me know. Okay, to get more full power, try to solve this question, page 166. Okay, I hope you understand this. Have a good day. See you. Bye bye.